Hello everyone, and welcome. I'm excited to kick off today's presentation on fundamentals of graphic design, principles, techniques, and applications. This is a comprehensive guide to the core concepts, tools, and best practices that shape great design. Over the next few slides, we'll explore the essential principles, effective techniques, and real-world applications that can help you become a better designer. So, let's get started and dive into the fascinating world of graphic design. Welcome to the overview of this presentation. Today, we'll be reviewing key concepts from the Fundamentals of Graphic Design course. This slide provides a roadmap of what you can expect as we go through the material. First, we'll look at the development and support behind this course, which has been carefully crafted by Coopersmith Career Consulting to help you on your learning journey. Next, we'll introduce the fundamentals of graphic design itself, focusing on core principles that form the foundation of good design. These principles are essential for understanding how to create visually effective work. We'll also emphasize the importance of clear explanations throughout the course, designed to help you master core design principles and terminology. This ensures you not only learn the concepts, but also understand how to apply them practically. Finally, we'll discuss the purpose of this study aid. It's meant to be an end-of-course resource that reinforces the essential knowledge you've gained, making sure you're confident in your understanding of graphic design fundamentals. Throughout this presentation, keep in mind that these concepts are interconnected and form the basis for more advanced techniques and applications we'll explore later. Let's talk about the role of research in graphic design. Research is really the foundation that helps us understand who we're designing for and the context in which our work will be seen. Without it, we might miss key insights that could make our designs more effective. Understanding the importance of context is crucial because it provides the background and environment that influence our choices around style, tone, and content. For example, knowing the cultural or situational context can guide us to create visuals that resonate more deeply with our audience. When we dive into research, it directly impacts how we communicate visually. A solid research base allows us to craft designs that are targeted, relevant, and ultimately more impactful. It's about making sure our message hits the right note. Knowing our audience is also essential. It shapes every decision we make, from colors and typography to layout and imagery, ensuring that our designs meet the user's needs effectively. So, in essence, thorough research is what transforms good design into great communication. So, let's talk about the central idea in design. Essentially, a concept is the main message or the core idea behind a project. It's what everything else in the design revolves around. This concept acts as a guiding light for the entire creative process, helping us stay consistent and focused from start to finish. It's really important because it provides a clear foundation for all the design elements we work with, whether that's visuals, layout, or typography. When you have a strong central idea, everything else naturally falls into place. And finally, the central idea should always align with the goals of the project and meet the expectations of the audience. This way, your design isn't just visually appealing, but also meaningful and effective in communicating the intended message. Remember, having a clear central idea is what keeps your design cohesive and impactful throughout the entire process. Now, let's talk about creative problem solving. In graphic design, it's all about encouraging approaches that go beyond the standard methods. Instead of sticking to a linear, step-by-step process, we want to foster nonlinear thinking that sparks fresh ideas. This opens up new pathways and possibilities that you might not have considered before. Speaking of pathways, innovative pathways really emphasize moving away from rigid formulas. Instead, we explore more fluid, flexible approaches that allow us to adapt and experiment. This kind of thinking is crucial when tackling complex design challenges. Lateral thinking plays a big role here, too. It's about approaching problems from different angles, encouraging flexibility in your process. This mindset helps us develop unique solutions that stand out and truly resonate. And finally, breaking conventions is key. Sometimes, designers need to challenge the norms and explore unconventional ideas. This openness to new perspectives leads to truly original and impactful designs. All of these elements, creative problem solving, innovative pathways, lateral thinking, and breaking conventions, are interconnected and vital for driving creativity and innovation in our work. Now, let's talk about the purpose of mood boards in graphic design. First, they are essential for ensuring design consistency. They help unify the overall direction of a project and make sure everyone involved is on the same page. Think of them as a visual reference that keeps the style cohesive throughout the process. Next, mood boards are fantastic for visual inspiration. They gather images, colors, and thematic elements in one place, sparking ideas and guiding the creative flow. They serve as a visual toolkit that helps us explore different styles and concepts before diving into detailed design work. They also offer valuable creative guidance. By laying out color schemes, textures, typography, and imagery, mood boards help us make informed choices and refine our aesthetic. It's like having a visual roadmap that keeps the design aligned with the project's goals. Finally, mood boards are powerful communication tools. They allow us to share ideas clearly with clients and team members, ensuring everyone understands the vision. They bridge the gap between concept and execution, making collaboration smoother and more effective. In summary, mood boards are central to maintaining consistency, inspiring creativity, guiding design decisions, and facilitating communication, all crucial elements in delivering a successful graphic design project. Let's talk about the importance of freedom to experiment in graphic design. This principle really empowers us to explore and visualize concepts early on in the process. It allows us to test ideas without feeling restricted, which is crucial for creativity. When we explore initial ideas, we're not yet bound by constraints, so we can be more spontaneous and innovative. This stage is all about discovering new possibilities and refining our vision as we go. It encourages us to think outside the box and push boundaries. Now, the role of exploratory drawing is key here. It's a tool that facilitates this experimentation, helping us quickly sketch out concepts and see what works. Overall, embracing this freedom to experiment aligns perfectly with the broader theme of fostering creativity and iterative improvement before finalizing any design. It's about creating a space where ideas can evolve naturally, leading to more innovative and well-thought-out results. Let's talk about understanding visual hierarchy. This is a crucial concept in graphic design because it helps viewers know what to look at first. When we establish a clear visual hierarchy, we're guiding the audience's eye through the design in a way that makes sense and feels natural. This, in turn, enhances the overall clarity and effectiveness of our message. Now, why is visual hierarchy so important? Well, it's all about prioritizing elements. By using techniques like size, color, contrast, and placement, we can emphasize the most important parts of our design. For example, a bold, large headline will naturally draw more attention than smaller text or less contrasting elements. It's also about organizing information in a logical way. When we arrange elements based on their importance, it helps guide the viewer's eye smoothly across the design, making it easier to understand and retain the message. So, in essence, mastering visual hierarchy is about making our designs not just attractive, but also clear and purposeful. Understanding symmetry in design is really about recognizing how it influences our perception of a visual piece. When we talk about the benefits of symmetry, it's important to note that it provides a sense of harmony, order, and visual stability. These qualities make a design feel balanced and pleasing to the eye. Now, let's define symmetry more clearly. Symmetry creates that balance by mirroring elements on each side of a central axis. Think of it as a reflection. What's on one side is echoed on the other. This mirroring technique helps create a cohesive and unified look. In terms of applications, symmetry is often used in formal and traditional layouts. Think of classical architecture or official documents. These rely on symmetry to give a polished, refined appearance. It's a way to convey stability and seriousness. From an organizational perspective, Symmetry is incredibly useful because it helps organize content in a way that feels natural and intuitive. When elements are balanced, viewers can easily process and navigate the information presented. Overall, understanding and applying symmetry allows us to craft designs that are not only aesthetically pleasing, but also effective in communicating structure and order. Now, let's dive into the importance of emphasis in graphic design. Emphasis is all about highlighting the most important element in a design, helping viewers quickly identify what really matters. It's like guiding the eye to the key message or visual we want to stand out. There are several effective methods to achieve emphasis. For example, you can use size to make a particular element larger and more noticeable. Color is another powerful tool. Using bold or contrasting colors can draw attention. Contrast in textures or shapes also works well, as does strategic placement within the layout. So, why do we use emphasis? The main goal is to draw attention intentionally. We want to direct the viewer's focus to the critical messages or visuals that support the overall communication. It's about making sure that important information isn't lost or overlooked. And when done right, emphasis brings clarity. It ensures that the most critical information stands out clearly amidst other elements, making the message understandable at a glance. This is essential in creating effective, engaging designs that communicate quickly and effectively. Let's talk about negative space in design. It's a crucial element that plays a significant role in how layouts feel and function. Negative space creates breathability within a design, helping to prevent it from looking overcrowded or cluttered. When used effectively, it allows the viewer's eye to rest and focus on the key elements. So, what exactly is negative space? It's the white or empty space that surrounds and separates the different components of a design. Think of it as the canvas that gives each element room to breathe. This space has a big impact on clarity. By clearly separating and defining different parts of your design, negative space makes everything easier to understand. It guides the viewer's eye naturally from one component to the next without confusion. And beyond functionality, negative space also contributes to the overall aesthetic. When used well, it results in a clean, balanced, and visually pleasing composition. It's about creating harmony and sophistication in your design. In essence, mastering negative space helps us craft layouts that are not only clear and functional, but also beautiful and engaging. It's a fundamental principle that underpins effective graphic design. Let's talk about the purpose of grid systems in graphic design. First, they play a crucial role in enhancing readability and navigation. By creating a clear structure and order, grids help guide the viewer's eye smoothly through the content, making information easier to absorb and navigate. Another key point is organizing and aligning content consistently across the design. This consistency not only makes the design look more professional, but also helps in communicating your message more effectively. When everything lines up neatly, it feels more intentional and easier for the audience to follow. Grid systems also facilitate an efficient workflow. They serve as a roadmap, giving designers clear layout guidelines to work with, which speeds up the process and reduces guesswork. Finally, grids are essential in maintaining balance and proportion, especially in complex designs. They help distribute elements evenly, ensuring the entire composition feels stable and harmonious. All in all, grids are a fundamental tool that supports clarity, organization, and aesthetic harmony, all of which are vital in creating impactful visual communications. Let's clarify the difference between a typeface and a font, as this is fundamental in graphic design. A typeface is the overall family of related fonts, like Arial, which includes various styles and weights. Understanding this helps us make more precise typography choices. On the other hand, a font refers to a specific style or weight within that family, such as Arial Bold. Recognizing this distinction is crucial because it ensures consistency and professionalism in our design materials. When we select a typeface, we're choosing the overall look, but the font is the particular version we use to achieve the desired effect. This understanding ties directly into the overall theme of creating effective, visually appealing designs. Now, let's talk about the impact of leading on readability. Proper leading, which is the vertical space between lines of text, plays a crucial role in making your content easier to read and more visually comfortable. If the leading is too tight, the lines can feel cramped and hard to distinguish. If it's too loose, the text can seem disjointed and harder to follow. Understanding what leading actually is helps us see why it's so important in typography. It's essentially the space that separates one line from the next, and getting this right can make a big difference in how your text appears and how easy it is to read. Leading is vital for creating effective and legible typography layouts. When you adjust the leading properly, you help your audience navigate the text smoothly without strain, which enhances overall comprehension. It also plays a key role in organizing your text blocks. Well-balanced leading helps create a sense of order and structure, making your content look clean and professional. So, in summary, paying attention to leading isn't just a detail. It's a fundamental aspect of good design that directly impacts how your message is received. Proper leading ensures your text is inviting, easy to read, and visually appealing, which ties back to our overall goal of effective communication through design. Now let's talk about tone and association in graphic design. Often, when we think of a traditional, formal, and professional tone, serif fonts immediately come to mind. These fonts are characterized by the small decorative strokes, or serifs, at the ends of their letters. These tiny details are more than just aesthetic. They help convey a sense of reliability, authority, and timelessness. That's why you'll find serif fonts widely used in print materials like books, newspapers, and formal documents, where a sense of credibility is important. When choosing serif typefaces, it's essential to consider the tone you want to set. They naturally lend a more serious, established feel to your design, perfectly aligning with themes of tradition and professionalism. So, in essence, serif fonts are a classic choice when you want your message to feel trustworthy and enduring, especially in print. Now, let's talk about the definition of kerning. Kerning is all about adjusting the spacing between individual characters to make the text look just right. It's a subtle but crucial part of typography that helps create a balanced and harmonious appearance. When done well, kerning prevents those awkward gaps or overlaps that can distract or confuse the reader. It's really about avoiding design issues that can make the text seem unprofessional or poorly crafted. In typography, kerning is especially significant because it directly impacts how polished and professional your typography looks. Proper kerning enhances not just the visual appeal, but also the readability of your text. When the spacing feels natural and consistent, it's much easier for the viewer to read and engage with the content. So, in the bigger picture of graphic design, understanding and applying kerning effectively is key to creating high-quality, visually appealing work that communicates clearly and looks refined. When it comes to creating a modern, simple, and approachable appearance, the key is to keep things clean and uncluttered. This approach is especially popular in web and UI design because it helps ensure your message is clear and easily understood. Using a modern look not only makes your design more appealing, but also enhances usability on digital screens. Speaking of digital, one of the main reasons we focus on web and UI design is because it's easier for users to read and navigate on screens. Clear, readable text improves user experience and keeps visitors engaged. Now, when it comes to font choices, sans serif fonts are a popular choice. They lack those decorative strokes you see in serif fonts, which gives them a very clean and straightforward appearance. This simplicity makes them ideal for digital environments where clarity is essential. So, the advantages of using sans serif fonts really come down to their clean look and how well they perform in digital contexts. They help make your design look modern, approachable, and easy to read, key qualities that tie into the broader principles of effective graphic design we've been exploring. Let's take a closer look at the concept of complementary colors. These are colors that are opposite each other on the color wheel, which means they have a high contrast and can create a striking visual effect when used together. One of the key ways we use complementary colors is to highlight important elements in our designs. By pairing contrasting hues, we can draw the viewer's eye exactly where we want it. Complementary colors also play a vital role in balancing color schemes. When you combine these opposing colors thoughtfully, they help create harmony and visual stability within your design. And of course, the most exciting aspect is the visual impact. Using complementary colors generates strong contrast and interest, making your designs more dynamic and engaging. So, understanding and applying complementary colors effectively is a powerful tool in graphic design, helping us craft compositions that are both balanced and visually compelling. Let's take a closer look at the definition of RGB. RGB stands for red, green, blue, which are the primary colors used in digital displays. Now, the purpose of RGB is to serve as an additive color model, meaning it's primarily used for screens like monitors, TVs, and smartphones. This model works by combining light in these three colors to produce a broad spectrum of colors we see on digital devices. The functionality of RGB is all about blending red, green, and blue light in different intensities to create virtually any color. This is what makes it so powerful and essential for digital content design. When you're creating visuals for screens, understanding RGB is crucial because it ensures your colors will display accurately and vibrantly across all digital platforms. So, in essence, RGB is the backbone of digital color rendering, and mastering it helps us craft more compelling and effective visual experiences for our viewers. Let's talk about the purpose of the CMYK color model. It is primarily used in print design, which means it's the go-to system when you're preparing images or graphics for printed materials. Unlike digital displays, where colors are created with light, CMYK is a subtractive color model. Now, what does that mean exactly? Well, CMYK stands for cyan, magenta, yellow, and black. These are the four inks used in the printing process. The interesting part is how colors are created by layering these inks in different amounts. By adjusting the layers, printers can produce a wide range of colors needed for high-quality printed materials. And this is why CMYK is so important in printing. It helps achieve accurate and consistent colors across different print jobs. Whether you're printing a brochure, a poster, or packaging, understanding how CMYK works ensures your colors come out just as you envisioned. So, in the context of design, knowing the purpose and function of CMYK is crucial for creating effective, visually appealing printed work. Now, let's talk about visual impact. Creating a harmonious, unified, and cohesive visual theme is essential in good design. It helps your audience feel connected and engaged with your message. One key way to achieve this is through the use of a monochromatic color scheme. A monochromatic color scheme uses variations in lightness and saturation of a single color. Basically, you take one color and then adjust its brightness or intensity to create different shades and tints. This approach is incredibly effective for maintaining a clean, elegant look without overwhelming the viewer with too many colors. In design applications, monochromatic schemes are especially useful when you want to convey subtlety and sophistication. Think of luxury branding or minimalist websites. They often rely on this technique to keep things refined and understated. Practically speaking, using a monochromatic palette simplifies the process of choosing colors because you're working within one color family. This not only saves time, but also helps keep your focus sharp, ensuring your design remains cohesive and visually appealing. So, in the context of the overall presentation, understanding how to leverage monochromatic schemes can elevate your work by balancing simplicity with elegance, making your visual themes more impactful and memorable. Now, let's talk about visual communication. Graphic design is all about conveying messages visually and effectively, making sure the audience understands the intended message without confusion. It's not just about making things look nice, it's about communicating clearly. Understanding the core principles of design and the tools we use is absolutely essential for success. These principles guide us in creating balanced, engaging, and impactful visuals that resonate with viewers. You might have noticed that neutral colors are often used in design. They help create a clean, professional look and can serve as a versatile background or accent, allowing other elements to stand out without overwhelming the viewer. In this presentation, we're covering key concepts and practical knowledge that can be applied directly to your work. Whether you're designing a logo, a website, or a marketing piece, these fundamentals are the foundation for effective visual communication. Finally, creative problem-solving is at the heart of graphic design. It's about blending creativity with technical skills to find innovative solutions. This approach helps us address challenges and craft visuals that not only look great, but also serve their purpose effectively. All of these points connect back to our overall theme: mastering the principles, techniques, and applications that make graphic design a powerful tool for communication. Let's talk about the importance of subtlety and balance in graphic design. Neutral colors like gray play a key role here because they bring a sense of subtlety and balance to your compositions. They're versatile and help create a calm, cohesive look. You'll often see these neutrals used as backgrounds because they support other, more vibrant colors without competing for attention. When choosing software for vector graphics, neutral tones are especially helpful. They enhance harmony within your designs, ensuring that no single element overwhelms the others. This creates a more unified and professional appearance. Ultimately, neutrals contribute to a calm and professional aesthetic, which is crucial when you want your audience to focus on the message without distraction. So, integrating subtlety and balance with neutral colors is a powerful way to elevate your overall design quality. When it comes to vector-based design, Adobe Illustrator is generally the go-to tool for many professionals. It's widely preferred because of its powerful features and versatility. One of the biggest advantages of vector graphics is their infinite scalability. Unlike raster images, which lose quality when resized, vectors use points and paths that allow you to enlarge or shrink your design without any loss of clarity. This makes them perfect for a variety of applications. Adobe Illustrator also offers excellent photo retouching tools, which means you can fine-tune your designs with precision. It's especially ideal for creating logos and detailed illustrations where accuracy is crucial. The ability to work with sharp, clean lines ensures your artwork looks professional at any size. Overall, using the right tool like Illustrator helps bring consistency, precision, and flexibility to your design work, supporting the core principles of effective graphic design. Now let's talk about supports layers, brushes, and advanced retouching techniques. These are fundamental tools that allow us to create more complex and polished designs. They enable us to add depth, detail, and precision to our work. Moving on to advanced retouching techniques, these are widely used in digital art, photography, and graphic design. They help us enhance images, correct imperfections, and achieve a professional finish. Whether you're refining a portrait or creating a digital masterpiece, mastering these techniques is essential. When we focus on digital art and photography, these fields heavily rely on the ability to manipulate images effectively. It's about transforming raw photographs or digital sketches into stunning visual stories. Photo enhancement is a key component here. It involves improving photos by adjusting lighting, color, and sharpness, as well as removing blemishes or unwanted elements. It's all about making the image look its best. Support for layers and brushes is crucial because it provides flexibility. Layers let us work non-destructively, so we can make adjustments without altering the original image. Brushes give us control over details, textures, and effects. Finally, Adobe Photoshop is the go-to software for image editing and manipulation. It specializes in supporting various file formats, especially those that support transparency. This capability is vital for creating seamless composites and professional graphics. So, in summary, understanding these tools and techniques is key to elevating our work in digital art, photography, and graphic design, tying back to our overall theme of mastering the fundamentals of graphic design. Let's talk about raster images and how they are used in composition, especially in web and digital design applications. These images are commonly used for overlays and icons because of their flexibility and visual impact. One of the key features of raster images, particularly in PNG format, is transparency. Unlike JPEGs, PNG images support transparent backgrounds, which means they can blend seamlessly into any background without a harsh border or box around them. This transparency is incredibly useful because it allows for more creative versatility. Whether you're designing a professional logo or a playful icon, transparent images can adapt to various contexts effortlessly. It also enables seamless integration with diverse backgrounds, making your designs look more polished and cohesive. Overall, understanding how transparency works in PNGs and the versatility of raster images is essential for creating engaging, visually appealing digital content. Let's talk about resolution dependency. This means that when an image is resolution dependent, its quality can actually decrease if you try to scale it up. So, if you enlarge a raster image too much, it can become pixelated or blurry. Now, speaking of raster images, these are made up of tiny pixels arranged in a grid. Each pixel contributes to the overall image, which is why they work so well for detailed images like photographs. This is different from vector graphics, which use paths and points to create images. Vectors can be scaled infinitely without losing quality, making them ideal for logos and illustrations. But raster images are preferred when you need to capture complex color variations and fine details. In our work, you'll often see raster images used for photographs and detailed visuals. And just a quick tip, if you're working in design software and need to undo an action, remember that the shortcut is usually Ctrl+Z or Command+Z. This helps streamline your workflow and makes editing much easier. Now, let's talk about how supported across most design and editing applications really makes a difference. When you're working on a project, it's reassuring to know that the tools and features you rely on are compatible across different programs. This broad application support helps streamline your workflow, making it easier to move between applications without losing functionality. It also encourages experimentation, because you can try out new ideas without worrying about compatibility issues. Next up is enhancing workflow efficiency. When your tools are well integrated, you spend less time troubleshooting and more time creating. Small improvements like this can really add up, helping you complete projects faster and with less frustration. Another key point is the quick reversal of mistakes. We all make errors or decide to change something after the fact. The ability to undo those mistakes quickly is essential. It keeps your creative flow uninterrupted and helps maintain your productivity. And speaking of undo, the universal shortcut for this is Ctrl+Z on Windows or CMD+Z on Mac. It's a simple, intuitive command that almost everyone in design uses daily. Knowing this shortcut is a small but powerful tip to make your editing process smoother. Finally, let's touch on understanding bleed in print. This is a crucial concept because it ensures your printed materials look professional. Bleed is the area outside the final trim size, allowing for slight misalignments during cutting. By extending images or backgrounds beyond the trim line, you prevent unwanted white borders and achieve a clean, polished look. Recognizing and applying bleed properly is fundamental for high-quality print projects, tying back into our overall theme of mastering core design principles. Let's talk about the concept of bleed in print design. Bleed is essentially the area that extends beyond the actual page edge. This extra space is crucial because during printing and trimming, slight shifts can occur. By having bleed, we ensure that there are no unwanted white borders around our printed materials, which can happen if the cut isn't perfectly aligned. Now, understanding DPI, or dots per inch, is important here because it relates to print quality and clarity. A higher DPI means a sharper, more detailed image, which is vital when dealing with bleed areas. The primary importance of bleed is to maintain a professional, polished look. Without it, you might end up with unintentional white margins, which look unprofessional. The main purpose of bleed is to guarantee that images or colors extend all the way to the trim line after the material is cut. This way, we avoid any gaps or inconsistencies, ensuring a seamless appearance in the final product. Now let's talk about DPI, which stands for dots per inch. This measurement is all about print resolution and helps us understand how detailed an image will look when printed. The higher the DPI, the more dots are packed into each inch, which means the image will appear sharper and more detailed. For standard print quality, professionals typically aim for 300 DPI. This level ensures that images look clear and crisp on most printed materials. On the other hand, if the DPI is lower, it can lead to pixelation, where you see the individual dots and a loss of fine detail. So, choosing the right DPI is crucial depending on what kind of print quality you're aiming for and the final use of your print material. In essence, understanding DPI helps us control the quality of our printed designs and ensures our work meets professional standards. Let's talk about the meaning of paper stock and why it's so important in graphic design. When we choose the right paper, we can create professional visuals that look crisp and clear, making our work suitable for serious, professional use. One key point to remember is that 300 DPI is considered the industry standard for high-quality printed images. This resolution ensures that our visuals are sharp and detailed, which is essential for making a strong impact. Paper stock is especially crucial in marketing applications like brochures, posters, and detailed graphics. It helps our printed materials look polished and professional, giving a good impression to our audience. So, selecting the right paper isn't just about aesthetics, it's about ensuring that our entire presentation communicates quality and professionalism. This ties into the overall theme of creating effective, visually appealing designs that resonate with viewers and stand out in any context. Now, let's talk about the impact on tactile feel and durability. These are crucial because they influence how a printed piece is experienced physically, affecting both its longevity and how it feels in your hands. The type of paper stock we choose plays a big role here. Paper stock, simply put, refers to the specific type and weight of the paper used for printing. Heavier stocks tend to feel more luxurious and substantial, which can elevate the perceived value of your materials. On the other hand, lighter stocks are more economical and practical, especially for mass distributions. This choice is also key in branding and presentation. The right paper stock can reinforce your brand's identity, whether you want to convey sophistication or cost-effectiveness. And then there's the purpose of a press check, which is to ensure that the paper stock and print quality meet your expectations before the full run. It's a vital step to make sure that your printed materials look and feel just right, aligning with your overall design goals. Now let's talk about the quality control step, which is a crucial part of the printing process. Before we go into mass printing, we do a press check. This step allows us to review the print sample in person and make any necessary adjustments. It's really important because it helps us catch potential errors early on, saving us from costly mistakes down the line. Additionally, this step is not just about print. It's also relevant to responsive design in websites. Ensuring everything looks perfect across devices helps maintain brand consistency, which is vital for a professional and trustworthy image. Speaking of consistency, the press check also guarantees that the colors, layout, and overall design meet our expectations. This is key because any mismatch or mistake can affect how the brand is perceived. So, in essence, this step acts as a safeguard, making sure that what we see on the screen or in the proof is exactly what gets printed or published, helping us uphold quality and brand integrity throughout our projects. Now, let's talk about responsive design. This is all about making sure your website layouts adapt seamlessly to different screen sizes. Whether someone is viewing on a large desktop monitor or a small smartphone, the design should look and function perfectly. The key techniques involved include using flexible grids and images, which allow the layout to adjust dynamically. CSS media queries are also essential. They help apply different styles depending on the device's characteristics, ensuring optimal display across all screens. In terms of the role of CSS in web design, CSS is really the backbone of responsive design. It enables us to control layout, style, and responsiveness efficiently. Without CSS media queries and flexible styling, creating a truly adaptable site would be much more challenging. Looking at modern web design, responsiveness is no longer optional. It's absolutely essential. It allows us to reach a diverse and global audience, regardless of how they access our content. And of course, by implementing responsive design, we significantly enhance the user experience. Visitors on desktops, tablets, and smartphones all get a smooth, engaging experience that keeps them interested and encourages them to stay longer. So, in summary, responsive design is a fundamental principle that ties everything together, ensuring our websites are accessible, functional, and user-friendly across all devices. Now, let's talk about visual styling with CSS. Essentially, CSS styles HTML content visually, allowing us to control things like colors, fonts, spacing, and the overall layout structure. This means we can make a website look consistent and attractive across all pages, which is really important for user experience. When we think about website design, maintaining a uniform appearance helps build brand identity and makes the site more professional. Another key concept is the wireframe, which is a basic blueprint of a website. It shows the layout and structure without getting into the details of design. CSS plays a crucial role here by separating the design from the actual content. This separation makes it much easier to update styles without touching the underlying content, simplifying maintenance. So, to sum up, CSS is what makes our websites visually appealing and consistent. It allows us to control the look and feel independently from the content itself, ensuring that our websites are both easy to manage and visually engaging. This concept of separating design from content is fundamental in creating efficient, scalable websites. Let's take a look at what a wireframe really is. Essentially, a wireframe is a basic layout sketch of a website structure. It's like the blueprint that shows how everything is arranged without getting into detailed design elements. The main focus of wireframes is on content placement and navigation. It's about figuring out where the key parts go and how users will move through the site, rather than worrying about colors or fonts at this stage. Now, you might be wondering about the purpose of these wireframes. They help us plan the user flow and the interface before any actual development begins. It's an essential step to ensure everyone on the team understands the layout and functionality early on. Wireframes are also great for collaboration and gathering feedback. Because they're simple and straightforward, they make it easy for stakeholders, designers, and developers to share ideas and suggest improvements before moving into more detailed design phases. Overall, wireframes are a fundamental tool in the graphic design process. They keep us focused on structure and usability, setting the foundation for a successful website. Now, let's talk about the fundamentals of user experience, or UX. UX is all about how users interact with a product or a website, focusing on making that interaction as smooth and enjoyable as possible. When we think about UX, we're really aiming to understand and improve how people experience digital products. The main goals of UX are to boost user satisfaction, ensure that the product is easy to use, and make it accessible to as many people as possible. Good UX isn't just a bonus. It's central to creating effective and enjoyable digital experiences. Whether it's a website, an app, or any other digital platform, a strong UX design helps users find what they need effortlessly and keeps them engaged. In terms of processes, UX involves several key steps. It starts with research, understanding who the users are and what they need. Then we move into testing different designs, gathering feedback, and refining the product through multiple iterations. This cycle of continuous improvement is what ultimately leads to a user-centered design that feels natural and intuitive. So, in the context of our overall theme, remember that good design isn't just about aesthetics. It's about creating meaningful, accessible, and satisfying experiences for users at every touchpoint. Now, let's take a closer look at the focus of a UX designer when it comes to customization options. One of the key aspects is supporting themes and plugins, which allow for both customization and enhanced functionality. This flexibility is essential because it helps designers tailor websites to meet specific user needs and brand identities. Next, I want to introduce you to WordPress. It's a very popular platform, especially for those who want to build websites without having to code from scratch. Its user-friendly interface makes it accessible for beginners, but also powerful enough for advanced users. When we talk about the applications of WordPress, you'll find it's widely used across various types of sites, from personal blogs to business websites, and even full-fledged e-commerce stores. Its versatility is a big part of why it's so popular. Content management is another crucial point. WordPress makes it easy for users to manage their content efficiently. Whether it's updating a blog post, adding new products, or organizing pages, the platform is designed to streamline these tasks. All of these elements, customization options, ease of use, versatility, and content management, tie back to our broader theme of designing user experiences that are both functional and engaging. Now, let's talk about the role of a digital graphic designer in today's world. A key part of that role is conducting user research and usability testing. This means really understanding who your users are, what they need, and how they interact with your designs. It's about gathering insights that help us create more effective and user-friendly visuals. Next, focusing on user interaction is crucial. UX designers prioritize how users engage with a design and aim for their experience to be as satisfying and intuitive as possible. It's not just about making things look good, but ensuring they work well for the people who use them. Improving accessibility is another vital aspect. This involves enhancing the functionality, accessibility, and ease of use so that everyone, regardless of their abilities, can access and benefit from the design. Finally, connecting needs and solutions is about bridging the gap between what users require and the design solutions we create. It's about making sure our designs truly serve their purpose and meet user expectations. All of these points highlight how integral user-centered thinking is in modern graphic design, tying directly into the broader theme of creating effective, engaging, and accessible visual communication. Now, let's talk about digital tools for brand messaging. These tools are essential because they help us communicate our brand's story visually in a way that really captures attention. Whether it's creating eye-catching graphics or engaging videos, digital tools make it easier to craft compelling messages that resonate with our audience. Moving on to marketing visuals for social media. This is all about designing content specifically for platforms like Instagram, Facebook, or TikTok. The goal here is to produce visuals that stand out in a crowded feed and encourage users to stop and engage. It's about making content that's not just pretty, but also effective in conveying our message quickly. Next, enhancing brand awareness is a key objective. Digital visuals play a huge role in supporting our online presence and making our brand more recognizable. Consistent and strategic use of visuals helps build familiarity and trust over time. And of course, we want our content to be engaging and shareable. That means creating visuals that encourage people to like, comment, and share, content that sparks conversations and spreads organically. When we focus on engaging content, we naturally extend our reach and deepen our connection with our audience. Finally, let's touch on the path of motion design. Incorporating movement into our visuals adds dynamism and can make our messages more memorable. Motion design helps us tell stories more effectively and can elevate our overall branding strategy, making our content more lively and engaging. Now, let's talk about specialization in motion graphics. This field focuses on creating animated content that brings visuals to life. When I work in this area, I'm specifically honing in on motion graphics and animated content, which are essential for engaging audiences today. These skills are widely applied in various media, including videos, advertisements, and interactive interfaces. You've probably seen how a well-designed animation can make a message more compelling and memorable. For brand identity designers, mastering motion graphics means blending creative ideas with technical animation skills. It's about crafting visuals that not only look good, but also communicate effectively. And of course, storytelling plays a big role here. Motion graphics can significantly enhance storytelling by adding movement and visual effects that captivate viewers and convey messages more powerfully. Overall, this specialization is about combining artistry with technical expertise to create dynamic, impactful visual narratives that resonate across multiple platforms. Now, let's explore how combining creativity and strategy is at the heart of effective graphic design. It's about blending artistic expression with a clear plan to communicate messages that resonate. When we talk about the introduction to graphic design, we're referring to the art and practice of visually planning and projecting ideas, which helps us connect with our audience. The purpose of this presentation is to introduce you to key concepts and terminology that will support your learning journey in this field. Understanding the core principles and tools is absolutely essential if you want to succeed in design. These fundamentals are the foundation upon which all great work is built. And speaking of tools, platforms like Figma or Adobe XD are incredibly valuable. They allow us to bring our ideas to life, collaborate effectively, and iterate quickly. So, as we dive deeper, keep in mind that mastering these principles and tools will empower you to create compelling, strategic designs that truly communicate. Understanding your audience and the context in which your design will live is absolutely essential. Research is the key that unlocks this understanding, helping us grasp who we're designing for and what environment they're in. When you know your audience well, your design decisions become more targeted and relevant. It's not just about making something look good, it's about making sure it resonates and communicates effectively. This understanding directly influences the main goal of graphic design, which is to guide style and messaging in a way that connects with viewers. Knowing who they are helps us choose the right tone, colors, and visuals to get our message across clearly. And let's not forget, research isn't just a preliminary step, it's the foundation of every successful design project. Without it, we might miss the mark or create something that doesn't truly serve its purpose. So, always invest time in understanding your audience and context first. It's what makes your design purposeful and impactful. Let's talk about how concepts in graphic design are developed. Typically, this starts with brainstorming and exploring different ideas. It's a creative process where we generate lots of possibilities before refining them into solid concepts. Developing clear concepts is crucial because they ensure our design communicates its purpose effectively. When a concept is well-defined, it acts as a guiding light for the entire project, making sure everything aligns with the intended message. This brings us to the idea of purposeful communication. A strong concept helps us steer the creative direction and keeps all the design elements unified. When each part of the design supports the central idea, the overall message becomes much more compelling and clear. At the heart of this is the central idea in design. It's the core message or main theme behind what we're creating. Everything we do should revolve around this central concept to make sure our design makes sense and resonates with the audience. Now, shifting gears a bit, let's consider images in our designs. There are two main types, raster and vector images. Raster images are made up of pixels. Think of photographs or detailed textures. They can lose quality if scaled up too much. Vector images, on the other hand, are based on mathematical formulas, so they can be scaled infinitely without losing clarity. This makes vectors ideal for logos and icons that need to be versatile across different sizes. Understanding the differences between raster and vector images helps us choose the right type for each project, ensuring our designs are both effective and adaptable. Connecting all these ideas back to the overall theme, developing strong concepts, and understanding the tools at our disposal allows us to create purposeful, impactful designs that communicate clearly and effectively. Let's talk about the contrast principle in design. This principle encourages us to think beyond the standard rules and explore innovative solutions. By embracing contrast, we can create designs that stand out and capture attention. It also promotes creative problem solving by pushing us to look at challenges from different angles. When we apply contrast, we're often seeing things from a fresh perspective, which can lead to more effective and original ideas. Ultimately, this approach helps foster originality in our work, inspiring new ideas and making our designs more engaging and memorable. This principle really ties into the overall goal of enhancing creativity and innovation in graphic design. Let's talk about inspiration and style references. It's really important to visually gather inspiration and style references early on. This helps us see what resonates with the project and guides our creative process. Think of it as building a visual library that fuels your ideas. Next, we use these references as a communication aid. They make it easier to share and discuss ideas with clients and team members. Visuals speak louder than words, so having concrete examples helps everyone stay on the same page. When it comes to the meaning of slug in print, it's about understanding how design elements like colors, textures, images, and typography samples come together. These components are what shape the overall aesthetic and tone of the project. Including these design elements early on is crucial because it helps us define the look and feel before diving into detailed design work. It's like setting the mood and style guidelines up front, ensuring consistency and clarity throughout the process. So, in summary, collecting inspiration, using visuals as communication tools, understanding key design elements, and defining the overall look and feel are all essential steps. They help set a strong foundation for a cohesive and impactful design. Let's explore some key concepts in visualizing and developing design ideas. Concept visualization is a powerful tool because it allows us to quickly see and experiment with different ideas and variations. It helps us move beyond abstract thinking and make our concepts more concrete. Next, idea development is essential during the early stages of a project. It enables us to explore multiple directions and refine our initial thoughts, ensuring we choose the strongest concepts to move forward with. Design refinement comes into play once we have a solid idea. It allows us to polish and improve our designs before finalizing them, making sure every element is just right. Creative experimentation is also vital. It gives us the freedom to try out new techniques and ideas without the pressure of immediate commitment, fostering innovation and originality. Lastly, tracking in typography is a key technique. It involves adjusting the space between characters to enhance readability or achieve a specific visual effect. Proper tracking ensures our typography supports the overall message and aesthetic of the design. All these points are interconnected and emphasize the importance of flexibility and exploration throughout the design process, which ultimately leads to more thoughtful and effective visual solutions. Let's dive into the concept of understanding design persona. This is all about guiding the viewer's eye and helping them know what to focus on first. When we're designing, it's crucial to steer attention to the most important elements immediately. One of the main tools we use for this is prioritization techniques. These involve leveraging size, color, contrast, and placement to make certain elements stand out more than others. By doing this, we naturally guide the viewer through the design in a way that makes sense and feels intuitive. Now, what exactly is a design persona? Think of it as a way to understand who your audience is and how they will interact with your design. This understanding helps us enhance the user experience by making everything more readable and accessible. And why is this so important? Because a well-crafted design persona is key to effective communication. When your audience quickly grasps the message you want to convey, your design truly achieves its purpose. In the context of our overall presentation, mastering these principles ensures that our designs are not only visually appealing, but also purposeful and user-centered. Now, let's talk about some essential tools for prototyping and testing in graphic design. One key principle we focus on is order and stability. These elements are crucial because they give the viewer a sense of structure and reliability in the design. When a composition feels stable, it naturally guides the eye smoothly across the elements, making the message clearer. A common technique to achieve this is symmetry. Symmetry creates balance by mirroring elements on each side of a central axis, which can make the design feel harmonious and organized. It's especially effective in formal and traditional designs where a sense of professionalism and timelessness is desired. Using symmetry not only establishes order, but also enhances visual harmony. When elements are balanced and aligned, the overall structure feels cohesive and pleasing to the eye. This connection between stability, symmetry, and harmony underscores the importance of these tools in creating effective prototypes and test designs. By incorporating these principles, we can ensure our designs are both aesthetically appealing and functionally clear, ultimately supporting the overall theme of creating thoughtful, well-structured visual communication. When it comes to achieving focus in your design, there are several effective methods you can use. For example, contrast can really make an element stand out, while adjusting size, color, or placement can guide the viewer's eye to what's most important. It's about creating a visual hierarchy that naturally draws attention where you want it. Paying attention to key elements is also crucial. You want to make sure the most important part of your message or visual is easily recognizable and stands out from the rest. This helps your audience quickly grasp what matters most. Effective viewer guidance is another key principle. By thoughtfully arranging your elements, you can guide the viewer's focus smoothly across your design, making the experience intuitive and engaging. And of course, clear communication underpins everything. When your visual elements are well-organized and purposeful, they help convey your key message clearly and efficiently. All these components, contrast, emphasis on key elements, guidance, and clarity, are fundamental to building a strong visual identity. They work together to ensure your message is not only seen but understood, reinforcing your overall design goals. Let's talk about the concept of white space in design. White space refers to the areas around and between the elements in a design, not necessarily just the color white, but any empty space. It might seem simple, but it plays a crucial role in how a design feels and functions. One of the key impacts of white space is creating balance. It helps prevent a layout from feeling crowded or chaotic, making the important content stand out more clearly. By giving elements room to breathe, white space guides the viewer's eye naturally across the design. Now, a very interesting aspect is the use of the golden ratio in design. This mathematical proportion is often employed to create layouts that are visually pleasing and harmonious. Incorporating the golden ratio into your white space helps achieve a balanced, professional look that feels just right to the viewer. White space is essential for clean, professional layouts because it contributes to clarity and sophistication. When used effectively, it makes your design look polished and thoughtfully arranged. And from a readability standpoint, white space is a game changer. It prevents your content from becoming cluttered, making it easier for people to read and understand what you're communicating. So, in summary, white space isn't just empty space. It's a powerful tool that influences balance, aesthetic appeal, and readability in your designs. Now, let's talk about consistency in content alignment. It's essential to organize and align your content in a uniform way throughout your design. This consistency helps your audience follow your message more easily and creates a more professional appearance. Next, enhancing visual flow is all about providing structure. When your elements are well organized, your viewers can naturally move through the content without confusion, which keeps their attention focused on your message. Then, there's the concept of accessibility in design. Making your content accessible ensures that everyone, regardless of their abilities, can understand and engage with your work. This is a fundamental aspect of responsible and inclusive design. Maintaining balance and proportion is also critical. When your design elements are balanced and proportionate, it creates a sense of harmony and stability that's pleasing to the eye. It helps your overall message feel more cohesive and professional. Finally, scalability and layout adjustments are about flexibility. Good design should allow for easier adjustments and scalability, whether you're resizing for different screens or adapting your layout for various formats. This flexibility ensures your design remains effective across multiple platforms and devices. All of these principles tie back to the core idea of creating visually engaging, accessible, and adaptable designs that communicate clearly and effectively.